And actually, I'm sure some people who work with me have probably seen my videos and will eventually see this, and they'll go, yeah, no, that's entirely true. You're paint-dryingly boring. Ugh. Too bad. Hello YouTube, Jared here, welcome back to Games Done Slow and Bad, where we play games slowly and often badly. Today we are doing a fun run of Sonic Spinball. Sonic Spinball, released for the Sega Genesis in the early 90s, is a compilation of the typical Sonic 2D game with pinball features, which is super interesting. And the combination works exceptionally well. We won't ever get to those high scores in this fun run, but hey, this is going to be a good time nonetheless. So, you start in this toxic cave area. And I need 3 emeralds to progress. The emeralds are scattered around the map. You see the first one's right there. So it doesn't go very far in terms of making you look for them. Alright, that was not a great one because we did not dislodge the emerald at all. So, fun runs. This is my time to sort of put my brain on autopilot and chat with you about general topics. So today, in the interest of getting you a little more acquainted with who you're actually listening to, I figured I'd talk a little bit about myself, my favorite topic. So, I am a New Englander. You'll see at times I'm saying ka instead of car, or just generally removing R's from words that should have R's. So yeah, grew up in the New England area, went to school in the New England area, went to college in the New England area, and continue to work to this day in the New England area. That's a little bit about myself, and some things that sort of shape me. Along with that, you know, used to sort of colder temperatures, don't particularly enjoy colder temperatures, but it's sort of in my DNA. So yeah, within that, I have a general terrible disposition. Coming from actually Massachusetts, one of our main sports in the state is to complain, a lot and loudly. Here we go. So, that's a little bit of when I'm sort of being negative. It's not so much that I'm just being negative to be negative. It's more so a subtly trained skill that I developed from living here in Massachusetts for years. So, a little bit more about me. I am a business major by college training, economics, accounting background. And I do some stuff for work that's pretty terrible and boring. So you'll really never hear me talking about my work. And that's intentional because it's boring as anything. I don't have a cool job. I'm not a video game tester. You know, I don't solve world hunger. I'm not a scientist. No. I'm boring Steve, the boring office guy. And actually, I'm sure some people who work with me have probably seen my videos and will eventually see this, and they'll go, yeah, no, that's entirely true. You're paint-dryingly boring. Ugh. Too bad. So, a little bit more about myself. Things I enjoy, and you might see sort of crossover into the channel at some point. Big fan of Star Wars and Star Trek. To be able to bake some Star Wars and some Star Trek into the stuff we do here would be wonderful. Star Wars, I enjoy quite a bit. Sort of the old stuff, the new stuff, not nearly as much. I would love to also get some Star Trek stuff in here. No hate towards that side of the equation as well. Big fan of Deep Space Nine. Actually, one of my favorite Star Trek. Just probably my favorite Star Trek. Period. Not even to qualify it. I know a lot of you who might actually be who might enjoy themselves some Star Trek are probably like, that is absolute blasphemy. I can never listen to you again, and that's okay. That's okay. If you like Voyager, I'm sorry. It's also excellent. And you know, as I say that, I can make a definite argument for Enterprise. And I'm sure everyone is just like cringing, but that's okay. So, with Star Wars, I actually, as a hobby, build my own custom lightsabers. I know, probably listening to my voice, you're like, yeah, that tracks. And yeah, it absolutely tracks. I am a nerd, and I make absolutely no bones about being proud of being the biggest nerd. Like, I don't just want to be a nerd. I want to win awards in nerddom. I actually started getting into it by purchasing just a mystery box, like one of those mystery boxes one might get at like a Comic-Con. Getting a saber that I was meh about, and then just painstakingly tearing it apart and setting it back up the way I wanted it. And then after that I said, well, why did I even buy this? You know, the original series built all their sabers based on flash guns. Why don't I just do that? And yeah, so now I've been buying flash guns online and building my own and sticking them in my basement where I'm working right now. And yeah, just accumulating my own little collection. So this first section is very forgiving, thank God. This next section is not nearly so. And we have to get to that emerald that we just unlocked. And that's what this minecart thing is. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this game, this is just pinball. I mean, the controls are pretty simple. And I just need to stop doing what I'm doing. Oh my lord, how do I keep doing this? Alright, tiny tap. Oh good lord. Alright. There we go. Alright, that's the way we get there, yep. So, to those who are unfamiliar with this game, as Genesis was trying... So Nintendo always had Mario, and that was always what they fell back on, right? I mean, Super Mario World 2 was Yoshi's Island, and they didn't name it Yoshi's Island because they didn't think it would sell, right? Similar to that, Genesis was like, all I have is Sonic. I need to do something with Sonic. So, they came up with this, which is sort of a hybrid Sonic game combined with the pinball game. And I gotta say, I always loved it. I was never good at it. And that's probably pretty apparent right now. I'm not very good at it. But, it is so fun. Alright, there we go. That's fine. So, you can have a copy of this for yourself. If you like cartridges, I do enjoy cartridges, for like $4 online. And I'll tell you, if you're making a calculation as to whether or not this is worth more than... glitched in. Is this worth more than a Wendy's 4-for-4 meal? Yes, my friend. Yes, it is. And you will not regret the decision at all to go with this rather than your 4-for-4. Need more emeralds. This is going to put me in the minecart. And I think I go this way. There we go. So, got my first emerald. So at least I got one emerald in this run, which makes me feel pretty good. We're going to play for another few minutes. So yeah, cartridge gaming. I don't know how everyone else feels about it. I got back into cartridge gaming within the last year or so. I was actually participating in another hobby, and I had the opportunity to pick up from someone in a trade a large number of Super NES cartridges and NES cartridges. What on earth do I keep doing this for? Okay, that was just bad physics. And I gotta say, good lord, you get a great deal of appreciation for these games. You've probably played them in like the Virtual Console or whatever, but to actually pick up a physical cartridge copy just gives you a tremendous amount of appreciation for the mechanisms that existed back in the day that allowed us to play these games. So now I've expanded my collection to include NES, Super NES, and Sega Genesis games. I'm using a RetroDuo. I'm thinking about posting a video because I think that it would get some mileage, and I think people would appreciate it, on actually how I'm streaming, how I'm recording, because I'm definitely heading in the direction. I've been doing some Facebook stuff. I did a Link to the Past run not that long ago, albeit it was a randomizer. I think I'll post that out. For context, I'm using a RetroDuo, which allows me to play Super NES and NES games without any further adapters. And then I have a Retrobit Sega Genesis adapter. I got into this from watching other people I tremendously enjoy, and I just said, you know, I consume a lot of content without putting back into the community, and it felt like it'd be a nice thing to do to sort of put something out there. Now, it's not as though I ever expect this to go anywhere or do anything, but I would love it if some of you guys, you know, sort of feel the same passion I do about these games, and, you know, confirm that below, you know, just let me know. I'm doing this because I think that the community will enjoy it eventually when it gets found. And hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the worst thing ever, and I'm literally creating the equivalent of stomach cancer for video games. But let me know, you know, in the comments. There we go. So, as we go through here, we're going to play for a little while longer. This one's going to be a longer one. I actually just got this cartridge in, and I'm basically blind Let's Playing it. Having not played it since the early 90s when I had the Sega Genesis frequently out in my room playing video games. Why no do? There we go. There we go. Alright, so, what I'm hoping is that you guys enjoy these enough that, you know, that it becomes something you like watching. Maybe it encourages you to do the same things. Who knows? We're having a pretty good run here, I must say. This one might actually get chopped into 2 fun runs. Just because, why stop a good thing? So, I guess a little bit more about myself and other things I enjoy. I'm an outdoorsman, not in the sense of I'm a hunter, I'm a trapper, I'm a gatherer. I enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy going for lengthy hikes in the woods, climbing mountains, that sort of thing. In New England, we have a pretty healthy selection of mountains to choose from. So that's sort of nice. Monadnock, Mount Washington. But then there's all sorts of other ski hills that during the summer are excellent opportunities to just simply enjoy... Whoop, wrong move. Just simply opportunities to enjoy a nice hike in a quiet area. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Alright, so we get the center gem. I can't remember exactly. There we go, that's how you get it. Oh, wow, this is actually turning into a great freaking room. A great run, rather. So yeah, that's what I enjoy doing. Hey, you know, comment below with what you're into, because I do like sort of learning about how other people, you know, essentially live, what they're into, what they do. So it's an interesting topic of conversation. All right, we're gonna fall in this loop trap again, which is great. Yeah. What else? What else about me? I enjoy animals. I have dogs. 2 dogs. Used to have a 3rd dog, unfortunately passed away. Have a family. I've mentioned that before, but yeah, I have a family. I won't talk much about my family, just the simplicity of security reasons. People are freaking creepy nowadays, no offense. And it's just so difficult day to day to feel good, even putting these videos up. Nope, didn't make that. Oh, there we go. Alright, boss area. I think this is the boss area. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm a fairly outgoing person. I enjoy talking to people. But it's one of those things I always have to keep in the back of my head, is like, people are just so freaking creepy nowadays. And also, I mean, the phishing is just ridiculous. Like, I could say something here, and chances are it's a freaking thing for one of my passwords, right? And that just puts me in a bad position with someone trying to steal my freaking identity. Which is unfortunate, you know, because I'd love to share with you guys and let you know who I am, to give you a sense of sort of who you're listening to right now, because I feel like that's half the battle with YouTube, right? You don't want to listen to like a complete tool. Alright, Boss Robotnik. Alright, the goal is to do exactly that, yep. If you can get in there, now I'm just going to bounce around. It's essentially like getting the ball stuck in a pinball machine. And there we go. Unfortunately, it restarts you, and you got to sort of climb back up and not keep doing this warp thing that I keep doing. We're probably in the second fun run now in terms of time. Oh, maybe not. It's actually, I think, a pretty good place to cut off. This might be a long one for a fun run, which I was trying to keep around 15 minutes, but hey, that's okay. You know, thank you for watching today. I know you have a lot of options and content, and chances are you've never heard of this game before today. So thanks for clicking, you know, that's cool. Hey, as always, like us on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter at games_done_slow, and we're gonna finish with me trying to open these trapped animals in these pods. Huh? There's our fail. Thanks, guys. You have a lot of options in entertainment, and I'm really happy that you chose to spend today with us. Thank you, and have a good night.